60s was a tough time for African Americans trying to form a group. I remember the movie, my favorite movie, The Five Heartbeat. And it really is about that 60s kind of time period where the groups was trying to form and they had all those obstacles. What was it like and the challenges during that time for you?
Well, you know, when I was 13, I had my day of being angry. I must say, I used to come home to my dad, and my mom was from the north, my dad was from the south. And I remember coming off a Dick Clark tour and saying to Dad, you know, I hate those white people. And my father would say to me, you know, Dolores, Lala, don't talk like that, you know. And I said, but you know, I'm not treated right. And I'd sit up on the floor and I'd rage and I'd ramp and I'd say, you know what I should do with them? And, you know, I mean, when you get older, you realize it's not about black and white. But when you're young like that, you're not allowed to go to the bathrooms. You're not allowed to sit and eat in the restaurants. 13 years old, 14 and 15 on tour like that, I was angry and I was pissed off. And I came home and I took my straightening out of my hair, put my afro on, and I said, Angela Davis, holla.
Okay, the challenges and all those things that was taking place in the 60s, because there was drugs, there was the flower child times where there's peace and war kind of stuff. So how did you stay away from not getting caught up in the drugs and all those things?
Yeah, I was around all of it. I was around the cocaine, the drugs, the heroin, anything you want. I was around it. I remember going to England, and some guys met us at the airport, and we were working in England with Dave Clark 5 and Priscilla Clark and Dusty Springfield, and a guy asked, did we want Purple Hearts? I said, what is that, you know? And that was a drug, but you know how to refuse, because since I came from gospel, not only singing was instilled in me, but the faith was instilled with me. God was instilled with me. So my mom, I never deviated from what I was taught from her by God, and so I never got into drugs and alcohol. Never did. Nah. And the tours lasted sometimes for 5 months. We'd stop and we'd go back. You know, but for some reason I just had so much fear of the Creator, and I always was focused. I saw a lot of my friends wasn't focused, but you know, I mean, I can't condemn anybody and say that I'm any better, but I was in a better place spiritually, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah.
And how is it like, my goodness, having the opportunity to be around Dick Clark?
Dick Clark was a sweetheart. He really was a sweetheart. I think Dick Clark had a problem with racism, is because when we did the Dick Clark tours, nobody knows that Diana Ross and all of us, when we were on tour, we weren't allowed to stay in the hotels as the white artist, because you know we worked with Bobby Rydell, Bobby Vinton, Fabian, oh God, so many white artists that was on tour with us, but they would stay at the Sheraton Hotel, and we would stay at something called the Ghana, with little roaches and little mice running around, their friends. That's what friends are for. So, I mean, it wasn't Dick Clark's fault. And sometimes we would climb up on the mountain, like a hill, to meet the bus. And we'd be crawling in with our baggage, because the motel was down in like a ditch, where the Sheraton was up like on the ground level. And so the white artists would go to the Sheraton Hotel. We would go to the Ghana Motel, which wasn't that nice, and when Dick would have to pick us up to go on go to the other place where we had to work on tour, we would be down the hill on the mountain, like a mountain, sort of like a hill, and we'd climb up there to meet them on the highway so they could pick up us on the highway. And then when it came for eating, we wasn't allowed to go to the restaurants and eat on the Dick Clark tours. So what Dick would do is go and order the food in the restaurant, and his partner, which was like a valet for him, would bring all the food on the bus, and that's how we ate. I remember one incident, you know, Diana Ross is Diana Ross. You know, I mean, I love her for who she is, but she got off the bus like, I am Diana Ross, and I'm going in the restaurant. And all of a sudden we looked, and Diana Ross was coming back. We said, girl, what happened? You know, because she was running off with the white kids. I mean, the white artist, you know. And we just was taking long to get off the bus, thinking that we would be able to eat in that restaurant. But she was like, Diana Ross, I'm going, you know. And so we were taking slow and getting off the bus. All of a sudden we saw Diana Ross coming back. We said, what happened with her? No matter was you with the white people or not, you wasn't going in there. So she was coming back, but they was going back in there to eat. So that's when Dick Clark said, no, you know, if one can't go, the other one won't go. All of us will eat on the bus, and he would take like notes, who wanted hamburgers or whatever like that, and that's how we did it, going to the next gig.
This is, 1960, 63, 64, 65, that little time period. So give us a little snippet of one of those songs during that time. I'm going to let you hold the mic on this one.
Oh, God. Well, they know I did the Do Run Run. It was like, I met him on a Monday and my heart stood still. The do run, 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 the do run, run. Yes, my heart stood still. Yes, his name was Bill. And when he walked me home, the do run, 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 the do run, run. Met him on a Monday and my heart stood still. They do run, 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 they do run, run. Somebody told me that his name was Bill. They do run, 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 they do run, run. Yes, my heart stood still. Yes, his name was Bill. And when he walked me home, they do run, 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 they do run, run. Knew what he was doing when he caught my eye. They do run, 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 they do run, run. He looked so fine, but my own mind. They do run, 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 they do run, run. Yes, he caught my eye. Yes, my own mind. And when he walked me home, they do run, 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 they do run, run. Then he kissed me. Well, he walked up to me and he asked me if I wanted to dance. And then he kissed me. They went on like that. So I did those records for Phil Spector, things like that.
How did you all get your style? At the time, artists, you got Dinah Ross, you got the Bobettes, right? You got all these different groups. So,
Get me sleep.
I love your voice. It's incredible. How did you all get this style you had?
Well, my style, as I said, came from gospel, and the other girls, everybody was harmonizing. I remember when we were young, and we'd be on the stoops in Brooklyn, and we would just harmonize there, and that's how we got the style, because we would be competitive with everybody, do up, do up, do up, do up, do up. We would be doing all of that in the neighborhood and singing the gospels in church, and sometimes we as I say, when you're coming from gospel, you would just write down lyrics, and we'd start off with a gospel song. We'd do something like, when you lift my spirit, no one can tear me down. And we'd write that down, and when the girls would say, when you give me joy, there can be no frown, write those lyrics down. So we would take the gospel and put it with the pop. And then that's how we form the sound, the voice. But it really comes from just walking in the street, singing, and singing in church.